Yo, the night that you battled Freeway, give me the background of that night, because was it they were on Hot 97 that night or something?
Yeah, earlier that night.
Yeah.
That's what started it.
And then Swizz was like, I got it, because obviously Freeway's from Philly, you're from Philly. So that happened at a recording studio.
Yeah.
So did you pull up knowing y'all were going to battle? And did he know you guys were going to battle?
Nah, I was already in the studio, and I went to McDonald's when I heard them on the radio rapping and talking about they want to battle and anybody could get it. So they wasn't talking about me, but I felt like they was.
Right.
So when I got back to the studio, I told Swizz about it, and he like, all right, it don't matter. Jay-Z coming to the studio tonight anyway. So I'm just sitting around, and when Jay-Z got there, he introduced him to me. Introduced me as like him, like the next one.
Yeah.
And Jay-Z took offense to that. He like, what? You ain't hear my artist? I got the hottest niggas. And that's how I started getting competitive. Hov started talking. He called them up. We called our peoples up. Next thing you know, the studio was crowded, and we battled.
Oh, man. That was a legendary moment, man.
Yeah.
I'd heard that you guys were supposed to run it back. It just didn't end up getting worked out.
Yeah,
Like
it was
recently?
supposed to be with the URL with Smack. We were supposed to do another one, but I don't know, business-wise, it ain't paying
It just
out.
didn't line up.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, that was I feel like that, because correct me if I'm wrong, but that came out, did that video come out like right away, or was it like later on that we actually saw the video?
Nah, it took some time. At first it was on audio. Like a DJ got a copy of the tape and put it on audio. So a lot of people
They just had it on Napster? You would like download battles off Napster and shit?
I think it was even before that time, because it was on VHS tape. So the DJ put it on, CD on mixtape, and that's how people started to hear it around the world. They was hearing the audio but didn't see the visual. And it was floating around in the industry. Certain key people got a chance to see the visual, but the internet wasn't out.
It was like folklore.
Yeah,
it was like some word of mouth shit. Like, yo, I saw this tape. Nah, that shit don't exist. Like, no, I saw it.
Yeah, exactly. And it was no YouTube, no internet for people to really get access to it. So it was just like big on the streets and building up for a long period of time. And then when YouTube and the internet dropped and everything, then they re-uploaded it and people started getting to see it all around the world.
Yeah, no, legendary, man. So you take me back to, obviously the Full Surface era was crazy. You had 3 great bodies of work, hit records, all of that. What was it like running around in Arizona with DMX and Swizz Beatz in the early 2000s, bruh?
Yeah, it was dope, man. It was fun, man.
So for people who don't know, Swizz Beatz had kind of like planted his feet pretty heavy out in AZ. He was a part owner of like a car dealership, a nightclub. That's at the same time DMX is out there. And it was a lot of energy out there. And I'm from AZ, so I got to ask, like, because I know you were out there a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot of energy. I liked it. I mean, I was from Philly, man. So you've been to Philly. You see how it.
I just told Ness I've literally just rode a train through Philly from DC to New York, and I was telling him how we stopped in Chester at like one of the stops, and I looked outside and I was like, "What the fuck? Where are we at, bro?"
Yeah. Well, if you ever go to Philly, I mean, it's some nice parts, but the majority of the parts is like a big difference from Arizona. Right. So when I got over there and I seen how people living, how nice it is, and
right.
You know what I mean? How dope it was. And plus, I'm out there working on my music, so I got a different type of reception. So I was loving it, man. Swizz had the club. I was performing there. It was lit. It was turned.
What was like being around DMX during that era of X? Because that was like, he was like in the desert with them ATVs, heavy, man.
Yeah, I actually went back to Arizona, too, like for my 3rd album. After I fought the case and I came home, I started working on a new project. I went to Arizona to do that before the accident. And that was the last time I was like really around X. Went to his crib, brought Dr. Benjamin to his house. Now, Dr. Benjamin was in the Belly movie with him, preaching to him and all of that. So then I bring him to X house and we all vibing out, chilling. And it was dope, man. X was in a positive zone. I was liking how he was, carrying it at that time. And one of the memorable moments is when he showed me this giant scorpion. We was riding past. He was on the 4-wheeler. We was in the car. He was leading us back out to the road to leave. And then he turned around. He said, yo, y'all want to see a scorpion? And we like, yeah. And he took a rock and he threw it down. And it like made the scorpion tail come off. And he picked it up like this. And the poison was dripping. And he like, look. And that's
I heard his crib was like in Carefree, like deep, like.
Yeah, and that's how I remember them. Like, he was just like, he ain't give a fuck about nothing. He was just wild, but a good dude. So that's the last memory I remember with X in Arizona.
Yeah, busting the scorpion stinger off and.
Yeah, with Dr. Ben, him and Belly, and the whole vibe. It was super dope.